Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Convertible Conversations. I missed being with you all last week when I took off for some back surgery, and I really appreciate all the comments and personal messages. And some of you sent me emails and called me, and I appreciate that very much. It means so much. I had my surgery Friday. It was successful. I'm doing well. A week ago Friday, I had it, and I'm recovering, and I'm kind of taking it easy, which is a little bit hard for me. So I've cut back on some things that I've done, but we're back now with Convertible Conversations and glad to be here. While I was first recovering, I had a lot of time to think because I couldn't do much at all. And I've been thinking about some stuff that I first heard from my friend Don Keithley and some messages he did earlier this summer. And it's really got me to thinking about the difference between our heart or our spirit and our mind. Let me ask you to start out with today. Have any of you watching today ever married somebody whom you initially thought, whoa, that's not my kind of person at all? Or maybe you became friends with somebody, really close friends with somebody with you thought you never would like that kind of person. See, what happens is you see somebody, you meet somebody, and your mind says, they're weird, or they're a redneck, or they're liberal, or whatever. They're not my type. They're not tall enough, they're not smart enough, they're not rich enough. Or maybe evil says to you, they're out of your league. They're too popular for you. They're too rich. They're too good for you, which also means you're not good enough for them. We all have these thoughts go through our mind, and they turn into feelings. But our heart may say, I like them. They're fun to be with. There's something about them. They're kind. They're nice. They're funny. Whatever. Your mind says, no, 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 no. What will your friends think? You don't really like them. They're not like you. Don't be foolish. But your heart says, I don't know what it is, but I like them. Some of us have ended up in marriages that started out where our mind said no, but our heart said yes, and they've turned out well. All right. Our mind and our heart are initially at odds with each other. It's very important for us to learn that. First of all, our hearts are good. Your heart, no matter who you are or where you live, your heart is good. It is totally good. Whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you were taught that, whatever. Your heart is good. In Jeremiah 9, in the Old Testament, under the Old Covenant, many of us knew this verse. The heart is the most deceitful thing there is, and it's desperately wicked, and no one can really know how bad it is. I was taught that, and it was hammered home to me by a mentor that I had who was a really good guy. But whenever something would come up, he'd say, well, your heart's just desperately wicked. It's bad. Well, apparently that was true in the Old Testament times when that was written, but also during those times, God made a prediction. He made a promise in three different places in the Old Testament. Jeremiah 24:7, God says, I'm going to give people a new heart to know me, for I am the Lord, and they will be my people, and I'll be their God, for they will return to me with their whole new heart. In Ezekiel 11:19, God says, I will give them one heart, a new spirit, and put a new spirit within them. I will take from them the heart of stone and will give them a heart of flesh that is responsive to my touch. Then later on, Ezekiel 36:26, God says to the people, to everybody, he says, I will give you a new heart and I will put a new spirit within you. I will take the heart of stone out of your flesh and give you a heart of flesh. Now, in those days in the Old Testament, they knew what a heart was. They'd seen hearts exposed and stuff when people would get killed by a sword or whatever. But they thought the heart somehow, which pumped blood, life, was the seat of the emotions, everything good, the essence of a person. So they referred to it as a heart. Today, we know what they were talking about was our spirit. Our spirit. God gave us a new spirit. At the finished work of Jesus, we got a new spirit within us. That happened when we died with Jesus at the cross. We were buried with him. We were resurrected with him. We were born as a new creation, literally with a new heart. Now, we still have same old body, same old brain, same old mind, But the new us is a new heart, a new spirit, which is totally good. And that new spirit, that new heart, has already been raised up and seated in the heavenly realms with God in Christ Jesus, Ephesians 2 tells us. It's also within us. It's just like Jesus is in us and we're in him. Jesus is in heaven, but his spirit's here with us. We're here now, but our new heart, our spirit, is also at the same time in heaven, and he talks to us through our new heart. Hebrews 8:10 says, "For this is the covenant I will make with the house of Israel," and that's us today. "I will put my laws into their minds, and I will write them on their hearts. And I will be their God, and they will be my people." Well, that's all I want to leave us with today. I just want you to know you have a new heart, a totally good heart. It is pure. It's right with God. It always will be. It can never be stained or tainted or removed from God or from God's presence. We also obviously have a mind, our brain, which takes in information and processes it, and then our will can decide what we want to do with that information. Our heart, our spirit, also talks to our mind, and our mind gets to decide which to listen to, which to follow. We're going to talk about that this week. Hey, good to see you all again. See you tomorrow.